Hi Virgo, welcome to your weekly reading. I'm Lisa Kostick. I'm the owner of the Pink Lotus Spiritual and Wellness Center. Before we begin, just letting you know that this is a general reading for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And the information in this reading may not resonate with everyone, so just take what you're drawn to and leave the rest behind. Excuse me. If you would like a personal reading or any of my other services, please contact me through my information listed below. Also, please be aware of any potential scammers going around. I will never contact you first for a reading or contact you saying that I can remove a curse from you. Okay? So I've already cleansed this space and the cards, so let's begin. I will be using my Halloween Oracle deck. And I might bring in another deck at some point. So this is a general reading for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Virgo Sun birth dates would be August 23rd through September 22nd. I apologize for those of you who don't know me. I do tend to cough and clear my throat a bit when I'm doing readings or just in life in general, because 2 years ago I had COVID and I have long-term effects from it in my throat and lungs. Lucky me. Plus the allergies where I live right now are really bad. I've been sneezing a lot lately. I don't know if I'm on the east coast of the US. I'm in Pennsylvania. So I don't know if anywhere else is experiencing these type of allergy issues, but man, I know I'm not the only one in my area, because a lot of people are telling me that the allergies are just bad right now. Even though we've been getting rain, I don't know, pollen or something. Okay, so this is a general reading for Virgo. Please, spirit guides, angels, ascended masters, past loved ones, Mother, Father, God, what does Virgo need to know for this week? And this is for the week of July 17th through the 22nd. Well, the first card is good. Now, how I do readings, goodness, I'm going to take a sip of water. I'm sorry. How I do readings through video is I let Spirit pick the cards. So that if you're not happy with the cards, for whatever reason, you can't blame me. So I just wait until the cards fall out or they flip over. Okay. And for those of you who don't know how I do readings or aren't familiar with me, there will be times during the reading where I am silent, and it's not because I've zoned out or or I'm lost. It's because when I'm silent, I can hear Spirit better. Some people don't like the silence. They are unnerved by the silence. I usually am too. So I do apologize for that. It's just I'm listening at that point because I want to make sure I get an accurate message for you. Okay. I want at least 4 more cards maybe. I might use my Psychic Tarot deck. you wanted to flip over. Okay, maybe three more cards for Virgo. Virgo's actually my rising sign. My sun is Gemini. But I really do identify more with Virgo stuff. I mean, I'm very much a Gemini in some areas, but for the majority of things, I am Virgo. Okay, so we're going to have 6 cards. The rising sign, for those who don't know, your rising sign is really the sign that you portray to the world. Okay. Now you can have traits that you portray of your sun sign, but what's going to come through more is your rising sign. So when people meet you, that's the sign that they're seeing. That's the traits that they're seeing. So normally people wouldn't identify me as a Gemini, other than the fact that I do love to talk, because the Geminis are communicators. But I portray more as my rising Virgo. So I'm very organized and detailed and meticulous about things, and very much a perfectionist. That is all Virgo. Okay, so how I do readings is I go through each card and I let you know the general meaning of it, and then, because you might not be familiar with this deck, and then as I'm going through it, or at the end of it, I kind of tie it all together with a message for you. Okay? So the first card, this is the best card in the whole deck. First card is Joy. Now, this card lets you know that it's time to find joy in this moment, and that you need to find joy more often. It's also indicating that there's an arrival of more happiness into your life. So this is a really good omen. But ultimately, it's saying you need to actively go out and seek pleasure and find more things that bring you joy. Okay, the next card is the Ancestors card. Now, this card indicates that you are ready and able to accept your birthright power. And you have the support of those who came before you. There may be some challenges and struggles, but you have everything that you need to overcome them. So that is a really good card. The next card is Cauldron. Underneath it says Synergy and Healing. So now this card indicates the importance of combining a variety of techniques or elements to get the best result. Meaning, like, don't put all your eggs in one basket, or refuse to choose a single rigid pathway when there are a variety of ways. And you can find your own ways to create something new. This is a life purpose reading. That's exactly what this is, Virgo. Look at that. Okay, let's move on. I'm already getting messages. So the next card is Barmbrack. This is such a weird card for me. I've never heard of this term before, and I love all things Halloween. I have never heard of this term. Maybe it's just the area that I'm in. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe this is a southern thing. But I guess Barmbrack is, and I could be completely wrong. I guess people have like a mixture in a bowl or something of like candy and fruit or like different trinkets or whatever around Halloween time. But anyway, generally, this card means it indicates a curiosity to know what's ahead. But it's important to balance that with the now, which is interesting because that card talked about now, being happy in the moment. This card also indicates that all the ingredients are more complete and powerful together. That's the synergy part of it. That's interesting. You have two synergy cards. Aha! Combining different stuff is more powerful. That is really interesting. All right, let me go to this next card here. This is the invisibility card. Underneath it says authenticity. So basically this is indicating that you're born to shine your light out into the world and to take your role in the world. This could indicate that you are hiding some talents or not expressing your true self, or trying to be somebody else other than your authentic self. Okay, which is never good. The last card is a zombie card. This one is all about control. Looking at the concept of control. And this could be either you wanting to control things or somebody else trying to control you. But basically it's saying that if you're not living your most authentic life, it's time to look at why and how to change that. This is about your life purpose, dear. I don't think you're living to your full potential. And again, this won't resonate with everyone, but you know who you are. You'll know it immediately. You're not being authentic, and maybe it's because you fear what other people will think about what things really make you happy and bring you joy, and what you would rather be doing with your life than what you are doing now. That's the control. Even if they're not outwardly saying it or doing things, they're controlling you because you're scared to be authentic to yourself. And there's the authenticity. There's a whole big bunch of themes in here. You have the synergy, you have authenticity. So basically what I'm getting is you need to start looking at what things make you happy in your life. That's going to tell you what your life purpose is. That's how I found mine. One thing I'm going to tell you, and for those of you who don't know, up until a few weeks ago, I was a clinical therapist for many years, and I just retired from the business a few weeks ago. But before that, I knew I wasn't happy as a therapist, but I didn't know what else I wanted to do because I always had this control in my life. I was too worried about what would family think, what would friends think, you know. I didn't want to be looked down on. I wasn't being authentic to myself. And then I got this book. Let me see. Hold on, let me get it quick. I got this book, and I used to recommend this to all of my therapy clients who were struggling with life purpose issues. I could do anything if I only knew what it was. How to Discover What You Really Want and How to Get It, by Barbara Sher. Okay? This book changed my life, and I bought it used. See, I didn't even put those lines in there. I literally only read like the first 3 chapters, and it hit me like a ton of bricks that I've been living my life not based on something that I wanted, but based on what I thought was expected of me. And then I started looking at what things made me happy. Even as a child, what things did I enjoy as a child? But I started doing things just because I wanted to. Like finding different hobbies. I didn't care what it was or what anybody thought. I just started doing anything that I thought was cool. And that's really how I started my business, this business. Now, I've been educated in and been around spiritual things and been involved in spiritual stuff. I never just thought to make it a career. Okay, so I went into therapy instead. But I was raised in this type of environment, and it's always fascinated me, and I've always been able to talk to spirit, but I never thought about actually doing something with it because I was too afraid of what people would think. And then I finally realized this is what I should be doing. And here I am. And I retired from being a therapist just to do this full time. And I'm absolutely in love with it. And I'm so grateful that I found that book. So I recommended that to any of my therapy clients who were struggling with it. But the point is, you start out with figuring out what makes you happy. Okay, and being true to yourself and not worrying about what other people are thinking. That's hard for some people to do, because we do value the opinions sometimes of family, of friends, of our spouse or significant other. Okay, you need to try different routes, though. That's what I'm getting here. There's not one single path necessarily. There are many different ones. Okay, so like for example, in my business here that I've started, I do many different things. It's not just one spiritual path, but I do Reiki, I do readings, I make spiritual products, I teach classes, Like there's a whole bunch of stuff I do. So you can have that synergy of something in a business with like multiple things that you love. It could even be doing multiple businesses or whatever. And I'm not saying you necessarily have to start your own business, but don't rule anything out, is basically what they're saying. There's not just one path, there can be many paths. And you have universal support. The universe will support you, and it's not to say that you're not going to have challenges. But if you find something that brings you joy and you're not harming others in any way, you will always have universal support. And that's part of law of attraction too. You will always be attracting good things then, as long as you have found something that makes you happy. Because that happiness is energy. And more happiness will be attracted to you then. Alright, I just want to... Anything else? This is my Psychic Tarot deck. Anything else that Virgo needs to know? Or maybe a clarifying card? I love life purpose readings. I love it. Unfortunately, I can't tell you what your life purpose is. That's for you to discover on your own. And I know that was probably the most frustrating thing for me when I was trying to figure it out. And here it was under my nose my entire life. And I didn't even realize it. And then finally my spirit guides yelled at me like, hey, you need to start this business. And I said, are you nuts? I can't do that. I absolutely could. You'd be surprised what you can do if you put your mind to something. That's the really cool thing about the universe. It will work with you and support you. There's really nothing you can't do if you put your mind to it and you're consistent and you are motivated and determined. You can really do anything. Never in my wildest dreams did I think I would have this business and be doing well with it. And I'm still able, and see, that's the thing. I got into therapy because I wanted to help others, but I'm still able to help others. It's just in a different way. And I still, the therapist in me comes out anyway with private readings. So, I'm gonna take that. So it wasn't a waste of education in my book. I don't feel it was, because I'm able to help people a lot better with readings when I teach, because I have that therapy background. Alright, so this card, number 4, that's my lucky number. This is actually a really good card. This is Foundations and Achievements. So this card confirms that what you've been building is now firmly established with a strong and solid foundation. And that it's time for you to harvest the rewards. I feel like that's the outcome. I feel like that's the outcome. If you start being more authentic to yourself and finding the joy in things, this is going to be the outcome. And you're going to need to be open to receive. You have a lot of good things coming to you, as long as you are always true to yourself. It's not always the easy path. But I promise you in the end you'll be happier for it. This card represents a period of celebration, peace, prosperity. The winds of change are coming. That's what I'm getting. Okay? But only if you take the steps to have this. Success can be yours, and happiness can be yours. But you ultimately make the choice. And it comes down to, do you want to live your life to please others? Or do you want to be happy? Choice is yours. Okay, so that's it for this week's reading. I hope that it resonated with some of you. If it did, please post some comments below and let me know. Also, please click the like button and subscribe to receive your weekly reading and our other videos every week that we're going to start coming out with. Okay, so have a great day, everyone. Thanks.